A local veteran is one of only 2 living Pearl Harbor survivors who call Corpus Christi home. KRIS 6 News reporter Emily Hamilton sits down with him and as he shares his memories of that Sunday morning, which claimed so many American lives.
Just after 7 o'clock on a typical Sunday morning,
we were sleeping in, and the entire fleet was on holiday routine.
The Japanese carried out their first wave of attacks on Pearl Harbor.
The burning ships, the smoke was so thick.
Bob Batterson was a petty officer in the U.S. Navy, and at just 19 years old, he couldn't believe his eyes.
We thought this was a drill. The noise we heard, we thought was another drill, and a lot of choice words were bantered around. And then suddenly a Japanese torpedo plane flew by. So we knew we were at war. There was no drill.
The barracks cleared. Japanese bombs still dropping. Batterson and his brothers in uniform were ordered to start putting out fires and rescuing those who were still alive on land.
And we sort of kept our fingers crossed they wouldn't notice us. And they paid no attention to us. They wanted that battleship.
That day brought overwhelming feelings of defeat.
But it was a feeling of just helplessness. I just stood there with that water hose in my hand thinking we've lost the war.
In the grim hours following the attacks, he relied on faith.
Of course, when you survive and others have died, there's that feeling that the good Lord was watching over us.
Days of silence followed with little to no contact with the U.S. government.
You know, and then suddenly the radio station came back after several days, came back on the air, and it was great relief.
After the attacks on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. Navy was in desperate need of pilots. Batterson headed to California for flight training and went on to earn his wings right here in Corpus Christi.
F-6F, which is a Hellcat, good plane, great plane.
And at 97 years old, he still teaches local youth about our nation's history.
To make sure that our country remains as strong as it is today, and that our kids, grandkids, have the same good future ahead of them that we had.
Emily Hamilton, KRIS 6 News.
Wow, and to think a lot of those soldiers were just kids. And Mr. Batterson gives tours at the Pearl Harbor exhibit on the USS Lexington every Monday morning at 10:30 sharp.